Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo, and I am here on another Friday night with a bunch of Premier League action on the way, starting bright and early tomorrow morning. We get to see Manchester United lose to, who is it? Like Everton? I don't know. Way to go, Lolo, starting off with all the facts and figures. But look, I was correct. 7:30 in the morning, Manchester United versus Everton. Good to see everybody already in the comments section. We got Jimmy Bremer's Ghost, Bandy Farnofsky, Pincushion, Scooby D2, all the usual suspects. Macronomical, good to see you as well. Yes, we even have Fat Frank Lampard back in the house. I guess we can't call him that anymore. It looked like he slimmed down a little bit. So, I don't know. Well, I guess we probably never should have called him that to begin with. But if this show was about being nice, we would have stopped doing it a long time ago. But it is Friday, and I've been excited to share this new find with you guys. I had to get it. What am I drinking tonight? You might be asking. It's a local beer from Brooklyn, New York. It's 6 Point Brewery. And I mean, they just know I have to purchase it. It is called Stooper. Yeah, big up to 6 Point Brewery. You got me, man. You got me.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers to Director John there. Good to see you as well. We got Mr. Tom, Debbie Lewis also in the house. Very good to see you all. So let's kick this off. 9 matches left, at least for Arsenal. 9, 10, 11, depending which team you support. But few. We're at the business end, as they call it. We're at the business end of the season. This is it. This is where it's getting squeaky bum time for a lot of teams. And I feel like we have been sort of blessed with a really, really interesting final run-in of the Premier League season where we have, yes, Arsenal have been in the prime position to win the title. They've been in first place basically the entire season. There's been a week here and there where City has jumped over them, but point differential, game in hands, all sorts of things like that. But for the most part, Arsenal has been in the lead. That being said, it's only a 5-point if City wins their game in hand. It's only a 5-point gap. Still plays City. So basically 9 matches left and only 5 points in between first and second, with both teams coming into form. Any one of these teams can play spoiler to Arsenal's title chances and Manchester City's title chances. For example, Arsenal played Liverpool this weekend on Sunday. Manchester City plays Southampton. Well, Liverpool is fighting for their lives to not be absolutely embarrassed by this season. If they can somehow pull something out and win some of these last matches that they have coming up, they may find themselves at least in a European spot, but maybe even Champions League football, because Spurs are collapsing. Manchester United still has their ups and downs. Newcastle has been doing a lot better, but we know Newcastle can go on these runs of drawing matches. So if Liverpool can find a way to start winning a lot of these next matches, they'll be right in pole position to get into a top 4, 5, 6 spot. That being said, Southampton is in the relegation zone, last place, I believe. But between last place, as you saw with Leeds United last week were a point off of relegation, 1 win, and they went up to 13th fucking place. It's crazy. So teams are fighting for their lives. Right now, we have such an interesting, such an exciting, for me as an Arsenal fan, nerve-wracking final 9 matches that are coming up here, because we know any slip up and it could be gone. And then this entire season of talking about how good Arsenal are, talking about how, they're going to do something incredible. They're going to do something incredible. The incredible thing that they do could still be that they lose the title. But that man right there, this guy right here, no, he's putting the crown on and he's saying, let's get it done, boys. he's got the crown for his Wolves, because Wolves have crawled their way out of that little bottom part of the relegation battle. But right now, I believe we have what, like, is it still 8 teams that are within a few points of each other, all the way up to 12th place. So between 12th and bottom of the table, between 12th and 20th, is 7 points. There's 7 points that separate Crystal Palace at 12 and Southampton at 23. And there's games in hand there. It's craziness. But we're looking at the likes of Leeds United, Wolves, West Ham, Everton, Leicester City, Southampton, these teams that have been in the Premier League for a good amount of years now. Not Leeds United, only a couple, but these teams who have been up for a good fair amount of time, that are staring down the barrel of what the hell is going to happen. And this is where everything matters. And that's why you look at Southampton against Manchester City. Should be done. Should be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, Man City to rock that. With Haaland, without Haaland. With Grealish, without Grealish. They could do it with their B team. That being said, it's Premier League football, and anything can happen. And when a team is fighting for their lives, we've seen James Ward-Prowse pull free kicks out of nowhere. We've seen weird things happen. And when we're talking about teams like Southampton, Everton, Leicester City, West Ham, these are teams with good players on their team. They've just been playing terrible. So anything can happen on any day. That's why I would be shocked if Arsenal were able to win their remaining 9 matches. I would be shocked if City were able to win their remaining 10 matches, especially because it couldn't both happen because they play each other at one point. But I think there's going to be upsets coming through. I think teams are going to win that aren't supposed to win. Points are going to be dropped. Points are going to be gained in weird places. And this last 9-10 matches is just going to be so exciting. So exciting. So that's enough out of me. It's about time I bring in my lovely co-host to hear what he has to say about all this crap that I've been talking. So, Mr. Mark, get on in here, my friend. How are you,
How you
Mark?
doing?
Glad to
Y'all
see you.
remember that? Y'all remember that movie with Eddie Murphy? I think it was called like 10,000 Words. And after 10,000 words, he wasn't allowed to talk anymore. I think you made like
50,000. 50,000 in 7 minutes.
You made that movie and 2 sequels.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
I
just know that
once
I start bringing you guys in here, I don't get to talk very much, so I like to get through that first part saying everything that's on my mind.
Fair
But do you
enough.
disagree with anything that I'm saying?
I don't know. No, I certainly wouldn't disagree with anything you're saying. But as far as you're talking the relegation battle. Let me ask you this. They always say, or at least I've learned that everyone says, is that 40 points that's the spot. You reach that plateau, you climb that mountain, and that's when you can take a breather. But I just don't. I at least as long as I've been watching, I've only been watching like 4 years, and I actually looked this up. But the last time somebody got to 40, it was like 10 years ago. Because
that got to 40 and still got relegated.
Well, I'm not saying they got relegated, but you still were within like it's been a long time since somebody's like anyone in the relegation battle has reached 40. That safety. Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is the safety zone has dropped.
40 is super
it's safe. Like no longer is it 40. It's like 35, 30, 34.
Well,
I think this season 36. You reach 36 points, you're safe. That's 9 games left.
Mark, can we just take 1 second? Can we just take 1 second to relish in this comment that you just said of 40 points and you can take a breather? Let's just be happy with 9 matches left. Chelsea can't take a breather.
Oh yeah.
How fucking crazy is that? No, they're on 39 points, Mark. They're on
They're
39 points.
fine.
Chelsea are closer to last place than they are to first place. They have 39 points. Look at Bondi saying 39 points should do it. That's what Chelsea have.
But 39
Chelsea.
points is a
Uninjustice.
9-point lead over the person below them.
Yeah, I know. I'm
So,
just Mark.
I mean-
Can you just enjoy talking shit about Chelsea for 1 second?
No.
Oh my god, it's like you love
No,
Chelsea.
because I feel really bad for Graham Potter.
What?
I can't feel.
He's not
give.
He's not Chelsea.
I can't get. Graham Potter was Chelsea, and
No,
here's
he
here's
never
the thing.
was.
Listen
Never.
to me. This is why I'm so upset. See, Graham Potter was with Brighton, and that's like having the girl she's all right. She's funny. She can hold her own at the bar and the pool table. Has all the right qualities, but there was something too quirky, and Potter dumped her and went for the fancy supermodel Kim Kardashian, who like Chris Humphries got dumped in 13 weeks.
Mark, I think
And
you're just
damn it,
describing
Graham
every
Potter.
80s movie. You're describing every fucking 80s movie. Graham Potter was the one who like stuck with the weird quirky chick, and then all of a sudden she started blossoming and blooming, and things are going really awesome. And that's when the prom queen from last year is like, you're coming to prom with me, and his parents are like, no, you have to go with and he's like, okay, I'll do it. And then he goes, and she's sleeping with the prom king from last year.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, I'll just let you know that's just that plot is not just indicative to the 80s, but is 90s, 2000s, 70s.
We'll let
60s.
Mr. Tom tell us what film that was.
I mean, wasn't that basically Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Yeah, not Breakfast at Tiffany's, but Pretty in Pink for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's Pretty in Powdered Blue. But I mean, man, can you imagine Potter right now? Like, I wonder if Potter just drove south, pulled up to the Amex, and he's just like, "Hey guys, just
He's
wondering
peeking in the windows.
Can I help out in any way?" And De Zerbi's like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Get him out of here." But wow. And so let's not get it twisted. There's some manager roulette going on right now. Some manager switching and flipping, and looks like Jesse Marsh could be going to Leicester City. He had an interview with Leicester City. It looks like Brendan Rodgers might be taking some time off. But Mark, did you know that Mikel Arteta is the third longest running manager in the Premier League, behind Pep and Klopp?
I don't understand that statistic, but hey, cool, man.
The person who's had a job the longest with one club, with the club that they're currently at. Only Klopp and Pep have been with their clubs longer than Arteta.
So the longest. So
3 years.
he has the third longest stint with a Premier League club as of right now.
Yeah,
but he's not with the team, so I don't really understand how that would. It would make sense that would just be
Arteta.
Did anyone hear him say Bielsa, or am I got faulty headphones?
You drinking again?
No, I don't.
I mean, I am.
Maybe you should, Mark. No, he did say Arteta. He did
for
say
a minute.
Arteta.
I was like, did I say Potter?
No, I thought
you were right.
For some reason, you said Bielsa.
No.
Crazy.
No, Bielsa is going to Uruguay. Actually, he's going to become the new Uruguay national team manager.
Is that official?
Exciting. No, but it's looking that way. And Bielsa doesn't go over doing job interviews anywhere. So it would make a lot of sense. That being said, Mark, we have a good number of guests with us in the backstage here.
Yeah,
and you know what's No. Hold on. Before John just throws them all in. Mark, we are blessed with a choice. The 3 guys waiting in the wings, neither of them are from the same club. So, guys, in the comments section right now, we want you to tell us which club you would like. Wait, how do I say this? We have a Newcastle fan, we have a West Ham fan, and we have a Leeds United fan waiting in the wings. Right? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
that's
you know
cheating,
who
John.
wins.
That's cheating,
You
John.
know who
He
wins
puts
that
it
battle.
once and it pops up 4 times. So let us know right now, who should we let in? Should we let in Tony from Newcastle, Italy Jet from West Ham, or Mr. Tom from Leeds United? Mr. Tom is doing like Hulk Hogan dances already. I am a real American. Yeah, he's doing. All right, well, let's bring him in. Sorry, guys, Italy Jet just he's wrecking everything in his house right now. He's so angry that he wasn't let on.
I wonder what outfit he's going to grace us with this week.
Mr. Tom, how are you?
I wanted Italy Jet to win so I could see what he was wearing. Sorry. Yeah. No. Well,
Pincushion actually said Newcastle. Hold on,
outrageous.
Mr. Tom. I'm sorry. The votes are coming in. I think we're gonna have to take you out, Tom. I'm sorry. I think we're gonna have to take you out. Sorry, Tom. It's Newcastle. Newcastle's taking it.
I'll never take Mr. Tom out. Sorry. I'll bring him in, but I'm not taking him out.
Mr. Tom, how are you doing? Who do we have in the mug there? Is that the Crow?
I'll remember this, Macronicle. I'll remember this. I'm like, yes, it is. It's the wrestler Sting, but obviously based on the Crow from the 1996 hit movie, The Crow.
Yeah, #1 Halloween costume. Actually, in my high school, the Crow and Dead Presidents were like the #1 costumes because they were basically the same thing. There's like white face with lots of black eyeliner and stuff. And if you had a beanie, you were Dead Presidents. If you had like a trench coat, you were the Crow. Anyway, Mr. Tom, how are you feeling right now in 13th place?
I'm starting to get a nosebleed from being that high up, if I'm being honest.
Really?
But
yeah, right.
But no, it feels good. It'll be nicer to be 12th after Sunday.
So who do you guys play on Sunday?
Crystal Palace.
Oh, Crystal Palace. And but they have Skeletor back. Don't they? Roy Hodgson?
Yeah, but they're without their first choice goalkeeper and they're without Wilfried Zaha, which makes a change from us playing teams without our best players. So
okay, so riddle me this, Batman. Is a Crystal Palace team with Willie Zaha easier? Is it better to go up against Crystal Palace with Zaha or without Zaha? Because I feel that Zaha makes them a bit crazy and a bit nuts.
Well, I think generally you have to look at the reaction of Crystal Palace fans when you hear, they do have fans, when you hear that he's not playing, and they tend to not be happy. Therefore, but the reality is, the real thing I'm going to miss about him not being on the pitch is we won't get to see him looking up at the referee every 10 seconds as if to go, please, ref, give me a crumb.
He's so Italian, that guy. He's so Italian.
Exactly.
Okay, Mark, you get to ask Mr. Tom one question about his team, and then we got to bring these guys on. Tony's like 7 time zones away, so.
Okay. Actually, I'm not really prepared to ask a question, but
ask him about his life then.
So, Mr. Tom, how's it going?
Good one. Great question.
How's your show?
That's why we got nominated for an ESPY for our interviewing skills.
That's like when Homer made it to the Quickie Mart the head of the cricket mart in India, and basically he went, "You get 3 questions," and he went, "Are you really the head of the cricket mart?" "Yes." "Really?"
Really?
"Yes." "Are you sure?"
Sure.
"Yes." "Thank you."
Thank
Come
you.
again.
Come again.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come again.
Yeah, the show's going well, surprisingly. Yeah, it's good fun. Oh my god, I totally didn't have that ready. No, excellent. Yeah, we tend to go out live on Wednesday nights in the UK, which is convenient for the American folk on the show. Yeah, it's good fun. I have fun anyway, and that's actually the main important thing to me, obviously. If other people enjoy it, then it's a bonus. But yeah, come along and join us for the silliness and the graps.
I have seen it a couple of times. It is, it's a trip down like memory lane when you guys talk old school wrestlers. I get really lost when you're talking like kind of like the current, like Roman Reigns. I have no fucking idea who he is. I really don't.
He
I
was
should
a
catch
winner
up.
on Betting in the Dark last week.
He most certainly was with that. If only I could bet on this.
Ain't they doing? They've applied, haven't they, to be able to gamble on it in certain states? I read.
I don't know how that's going to work because knowing that it's scripted, like I know 2 people that wrote for they wrote the script for the fights, and so I don't know how that would work because if there's already a predetermined winner, you can't necessarily bet on it, and then like. It would get really weird.
I don't understand.
I mean, you want to talk about some like betting fraud?
Okay, so
huge.
that was a very, very good question there. But before we start going off into wrestling and betting stuff like that, let me bring on some other guests here. So okay, well, Mr. Tom, you were the last on, so you get to pick who comes on, and he chose Italy Jet. But Tony creeped his way in there, just like Newcastle is creeping their way into the top 4, only to draw their way down to the 6th place where they fucking belong.
Nothing personal,
hi, Tony.
Just Italy Jet's my boy. That's all.
Hi, Italy Jet.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Here, cheers to everybody. Hope everyone's having a great day. Everyone's having a great day.
Cheers. Yeah, and Italy Jet.
What's up, my man?
We'll get to Newcastle in a second, but I had a buddy of mine, was a neighbor of mine.
Okay.
You guys might remember him from that infamous episode that we did live where I was barbecuing ribs, and he came over and told us to stop because it was making his house smell or whatever. If you all remember that from a few years ago. He's a West Ham fan, and he walked up to me and he was like, "What's going on, man? Are my West Ham going to get relegated?" And I told him, not a chance. It's not happening.
I really don't think so either. I think I'm staying positive through this whole thing. This week was shit, but I really think we're going to be fine.
Why don't you say that to him?
What? Which part?
No. I'm talking to Lolo.
Keep them walking.
Keep them walking.
I don't want to sound selfish about this, but I would quite like West Ham to stay in Europe for as long as possible because their Sunday performances after their excellent Thursday performances fill me with quiet confidence about my own team's chances.
Now, Mark, Mark, that's going to you, my friend, because that's exactly something that happened with Wolves. I thought Wolves were like playing fantastic football 2-3 years ago, whatever it was, and then they qualified for Europe, and I thought that's what killed you guys. That's what it actually set you back a year, and I think that's what's happening with West Ham is being in Europe 2 years in a row, getting really far in the European competition, and then failing made them go extra hard at it. Meanwhile, they were collapsing. No, Mark?
No, I disagree. And I will start by saying they qualified for Europe, And then the following year, they lost qualifying for Europe by a tiebreaker.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's not exactly what the picture you're painting isn't
Well, West Ham
exactly
got in.
true. What I do think
Yeah.
is that that the new ownership spent well to get into the Premier League, and then they basically told Nuno that that we're done. We have nothing left for you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like do what you can, and then they sell Jota and buy the Fabio Silva. He's supposed to sit behind Raul Jimenez, and then that nasty injury in October. I mean, that was the season for them. You know, so I would be curious about the trajectory of the team had Raul not gotten hurt.
Yeah.
So,
Italy, Jed, what are your
I
thoughts
won't
on
mention.
Yeah, I mean, I think the World Cup messed things up. I think hold on, Lolo, hold on. And also Moyes
he
had
make that
changed
face?
things up. Yeah, he made that face. And also, not only that, Moyes, I still don't know how he's still here. So that's another thing. But also, we had great signings this summer, and some of them got injured, and then we didn't play them right. Didn't play them in the positions that they play in the national team, and we got too many stars at Moyes. Moyes didn't even want half these guys, but he's there anyway. And Bowen had an off year. Not only that, like it didn't come together in January. Nothing came together, and now that I think maybe goal differential might save us. I don't know. It might come.
Listen,
it might come down to that, though.
Listen, as much as I don't want to say it's Moyes' fault, as much as I want to say you have these fantastic players. You guys have incredible players on your team. You really do.
I agree.
But the problem is,
okay,
this guy sitting right next to you, his manager is proving that argument completely wrong. Because if we look at the 5-1 thrashing that Newcastle just did, look at the guys who scored. Look at the guys who assisted. Look at the guys. When you talk about, Newcastle got all this money and they revamped the team, Tony, it was like 7 of those players that started or had the biggest impact of the last match have been there for a few years. Am I wrong?
They paid 40 million for Joe Linton. It's not like
he was there. He was there before. He was there before.
And they paid the Swedish guy. That was your highest signing lately, right?
Yeah.
Isak came on when the game was fucking done. Isak scored 2 when the game was fucking done.
Do you see when he lobbed? You know when the keeper came out and then he done the lob, and then both Isak and the goalkeeper both stood with their hands on the hips, waiting 7 years to watching the ball go in. Beautiful, beautiful.
You want to hear
Tony, is Eddie Howe proving us all wrong? Eddie Howe is just proving us all wrong.
I want to add something here, and that's like how scary is Newcastle becoming when they can like give Almiron a rest for 2 games and put in Murphy
for 2 months.
Jacob
fucking months.
Jacob fucking Murphy, and it's working. But
Mark, that's what I'm saying. Jacob fucking
scary.
Murphy was trash. He was trash 2 years ago.
Steve Bruce ball. It'll do that to everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Tony, sorry, you can finally talk now. We've been talking at you.
No, it's okay. I was agreeing with. I was at the West Ham match on Wednesday, so talking with the people around the ground before and about Moyes and the squad that they have. And I love Scamacca, and the way he plays for Italy and the way he played for Sassuolo is totally different than the way he plays for West Ham. So it's frustrating to see him struggle at West Ham, but that's just because the style of Moyes. And talking with all the West Ham people on Wednesday, and I met some today in Cambridge, and they're like, tough with Moyes. But then, like you said, we got Eddie Howe, and then what he's done over the last year and a half is night and day. And being there on Wednesday, I thought you guys were going to score in that first 4 minutes when it hit the post, and I was like, Oh my God.
We had good moments, and we had some really, really bad moments.
Yeah, it was just bad
It was both.
individual.
It was back and forth. First 10 minutes, we dominated. Then you guys just kept going. Fabianski had that mess up at the end, and it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, Sam
Yeah,
Maxman
it was
is learning
individual
how to-
errors. It was That's where I'm going. These are player errors that led to Newcastle took those opportunities. It was like, oh, everyone thinks Joe Linton is offside. Well, Joe Linton is like.
We all thought he was up.
I thought he was up, and then they slowed it down. It was fine. It was just a great.
But if
play.
you're a fucking player on that, I guarantee you, if Joe Linton was a cat, Kurt Zuma would have gone and kicked him. Like
the reason why. Hold on. The reason why that they scored was because of Zuma, and then Zuma got one back.
Yeah,
and that was in our end, so that sucked.
Yeah, exactly.
And that fucked me over because I had Newcastle. No, both teams not scoring. Newcastle over 3. I had them demolishing you guys, and you give up a fucking goal, and I lose all that money, all that $1.27.
Well, I'm very happy for you, Lolo. Very happy for you.
I'm not happy.
Both teams to score. Never select the no.
There you go.
Because it's West Ham against Newcastle. Newcastle doesn't let anybody score.
Need one good moment in the game, and your bet's dead.
That's why it pays so much.
Yeah, but then you select no, and you end up with nothing because West Ham scored a header from corner.
No, this is why for every Leeds match, I pick Junior Firbo to score first because when it happens, it's gonna pay off really well.
Exactly. See, with Debbie Lewis, I agree with this, 100%.
Yeah, but that's actually one.
It sucks, but I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that is a very rose-color glasses look at that match.
You'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Try and stay positive.
Quick question for Italy Jet.
Yeah.
If the absolute worst thing possible happens on Saturday and you get turned over at Fulham, and then I don't know who now has authority at West Ham, but if they then decide to dispense with Mr. Moyes' services, who will be coming in? And you're going to say Potter, I'm guessing.
I was going to say take Potter.
I mean, I would love that, but I think even if that happens, like, do you think he stays here a short period of time, or does it go past summer? I'm either thinking Noble or Carrick. Don't want Lampard because now he's back at Chelsea. I don't know what the hell's going on with Chelsea.
Noble would be a caretaker. Noble would be a caretaker.
Noble would be till the end of the season.
Exactly. So
you would fuck him over like Gerrard.
Would you do Potter? Would you?
Yeah, I'd take Potter.
Yeah, but if you guys end up being relegated, he's not coming to you.
Yeah, but maybe he needs that to like just get that confidence back of being trusted.
Oh, he can do better than that. Sorry, honey. There's better darlings to take to the prom.
That's my favorite manager.
You know?
I love him.
Potter's not taking no job now. He
no,
will
he's
wait
not.
until
exactly.
There's going to be some transfer clause where basically he will continue getting paid by Chelsea.
Oh yeah, that's
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, that's why they wait.
Yeah. So why would you stop taking the wage from Chelsea just to take the pressure of sitting in the West Ham dugout until May?
He'll be on Sky probably coming next weekend or BT.
Right. It'll be yeah.
So
exactly.
Speaking of that little clause situation, Tom, does anybody actually know how many managers Tottenham are currently paying? Because I believe they're still paying Mourinho.
Probably.
I believe they're still paying Pochettino.
Why would they still be paying them when they've had jobs in between?
But didn't they give them huge contracts, right?
They usually do.
Yeah, but then they
gave
cut him early.
Yeah.
I know when Conte came in, they were still paying Mourinho and they were still paying Pochettino.
I'm gonna look this up.
That's really strange though, considering he worked at PSG in the interim.
The Athletic did a good article
Mourinho's at Roma. Like they all have jobs.
Well, maybe it makes sense in that obviously they would, had they not been sacked, they would have been happy. Who's happy to be at Tottenham? They would have been content to sit there and take the wages. So yeah, if you don't want them there
that's
anymore,
why Conte didn't walk. He went and did a press conference where he's like, "Here you go. This is me walking. except that you're gonna
He
have
was
to fire
right.
me and pay.
Oh
me.
yeah, he was 100% right though.
He
Oh,
was
absolutely.
right. The problem is we can all sit there and say these things because we haven't then got to face Daniel Levy.
That's
on
what I'm
Monday
saying.
morning.
That's him quitting, but going, you're gonna have to fire me so you can keep paying me. Because if I
I
quit,
thought it was mutual.
I don't have
Maybe
any
not.
money. Like,
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. Like,
thought it was
what the
mutual.
verbiage is.
Yeah.
Well, they say that, but really
Yeah,
Tottenham
okay,
are like,
Yeah.
you
I-
can't
it's
continue
all
Yeah.
for
and
it's
Yeah,
all
it's
for
all
the
for show.
press.
It's all for show. I
really.
get it, yeah,
It is mutual, really, because
hey,
obviously
Bobby Bonilla.
Connie don't want to be there, clearly, and
What's
they
up,
don't
Dan?
want him there. So
Dude, his
Fucking
that contract I think ends in 2027 or something. Like from the
28.
Is it 28? Okay.
28.
one?
And
The
not
money-
only
the
that,
money-
but
Is it
he gets
2027, 28 season? Both?
Which
Or
one?
just-
Who are you
28,
talking about?
29.
Okay.
Who are you
All
talking
right.
about?
Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla. But did
Yeah.
you know he also gets paid almost as much from the Baltimore Orioles? And that is good through 2032.
That's hilarious.
what's a Bobby Bonilla?
What a genius, Mark.
Just
What a
YouTube it later,
baseball player.
Tom.
Genius.
He's a ridiculously wealthy former baseball player who has not done anything for 20 to 30 years.
Yeah,
but
20 or
sit
30
on
years.
his ass. He doesn't do anything but collect a check. It is
Mr. Tom,
good
I
luck
used to
to him.
play a baseball game on the Sega
Oh.
Game Gear. Do you
No.
remember that
Mourinho's not
Sega
getting
Game
paid.
Gear? And Bobby Bonilla was on the team. So it shows you how long he's been making money
Early 90s.
because of
then.
shitty contracts.
Wow.
No,
So-
these are great contracts for him.
Well, for him.
Yeah.
The money in football it's you can see the swing in the money in football in the context that 20 years ago managers would resign before they got sacked because they didn't want the stigma of being sacked to prevent them from getting another job, whereas now it's the complete opposite. No one resigns because you forfeit all the money.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're
Plus-
still going to hire you anyway because people are desperate. Clubs are
Right.
desperate for anyone who's
Right.
got recent experience in the Premier
Right.
League.
Right.
Like you're seeing right now. Basically, there's a managerial merry-go-round at certain levels within the
Yep.
league. But basically, no one really rates Jesse Marsh. But the reality is that he's probably going to have a job by next week.
He has Premier League experience, Tom. It's very
Exactly.
important.
I don't
and
think
the key
having
thing-
experience has anything to do with it, but
Mm.
it's more the fact that like this is really one of the ways that you're going to get the United States to pay attention to English football. You know, is by having more Americans in the league, and to have an
you-
American manager is going to be huge for some people. I
Fucking
follow that
Wednesday,
guy.
Mark. Wednesday, Leeds United are playing. Who the fuck were you playing? Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
And Liverpool Chelsea is going on at
Yeah,
the
but-
same time.
Yeah, but the
And
entire internet
what's
wished it
what's
was
on
going
television? What's on television? On actual television is Leeds United. Mark, tell him at the Football
The right
Factory.
decision.
Jack at Football Factory was flipping out because he had a shit ton of Chelsea fans and he couldn't get it on the TV because fucking Leeds Nottingham Forest is the
I was
one that's on.
furious on Wednesday, genuinely furious because this chat was like, I can't watch the game legally, can't watch the game, but I had to sit. I was at work and I had it on the TV, and I had to sit and watch Chelsea play Liverpool in a match that, in my opinion, should be banished from football from now on because it feels like they've been playing out 0-0 draws since the beginning of time.
Right.
The most
Yeah.
So-
overhyped
Tom,
game where nothing actually happens in it.
You
apart
guys-
from Liverpool.
you
and
guys
Newcastle.
to text us that because I completely forgot that that's the way Liverpool Chelsea goes, and I bet like all these different fucking bets with people scoring, and then as soon as the match started, one of you guys texted in the text group of like, "Oh, this is gonna end 0-0." Of course, it always does, and I was like, "It does, and I didn't bet that. Fuck. So Chelsea suck.
Terrible.
Can we all laugh at that? And Liverpool suck as well. We can all laugh at that. They will beat Arsenal this weekend, of course, because I just said that they suck.
betting in the dark suggests slightly differently, but that's a spoiler.
Okay, let's hear it. I want to hear all of y'all's thoughts because all of us, for once, support different clubs on this screen right now. Who wins at Anfield, Liverpool, Arsenal, 10 a.m. on Sunday, Eastern?
I think you're going to win.
Yeah,
The
Arsenal.
only
100%.
reason I say you're going to win is because despite your dodgy record there in recent football history, the fact of the matter is you have something to play for, and at best they're playing just to keep fans off their back because of their recent form. I mean, yeah, they can get in Europe, but they're not going to get into the Europe they actually want to get into.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could be wrong, and Liverpool could end up doing like they did to Manchester United. But part of the problem is that then after that, they'll go and lose to someone that they shouldn't lose to. Hopefully, it'll be Leeds. And fuck them.
Yep.
All right. I'll take that. Nobody else.
My turn.
Who's next?
Tony, you can go.
No, Lolo,
John, it's up to you,
I think
John.
you guys win. unless Liverpool pulls something out of their ass, I don't see anything too out of the blue happening. So I think you guys win like 2 or 3-1.
They're going to score.
No, I think you guys are going to score 3.
Well, no, but they're going to score. Like everyone's saying 3-1. All Arsenal fans that I know were saying against Leeds 3-1. They're like, you'll definitely score 3 goals at least, but Leeds will get 1. And then of course they did. But
I've already forgot that match happened. We moved on. We moved on to winning games. That's all right. No. In all fairness, right? I'll tell you. Sorry, just gonna quickly get this out.
Go for it.
At the time, I was fucking furious with what went down the Emirates, and I had David Villamartin saying to all the Arsenal fans on the trip, like being all like his level-headed self, and I was like, no, don't fucking be level-headed. They don't respect us. Fuck them, and all this, and then I sort of calmed down. I had a curry, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? As long as we beat Nottingham Forest on Tuesday, everything will be all right. And then I went and sat in the Winchester and waited for the zombie apocalypse to all blow over. So, sorry, Jet, please.
Yeah, all good. I think Arsenal's going to win 3-0. I think they just want to. They got the edge right now, and they're coming in good. And I think Liverpool is just. I just think they're not there, and I think Arsenal has more left fire in them. They're very awesome to watch right now, and I think it's going to be good.
I'm dumbfounded.
Hey,
Mark,
I think there's a ridiculous amount of pressure on both teams. The monkey on the back of Arsenal who haven't won in 10 years, is it? And these young kids, they're like one of the youngest squads in the leagues. They could easily be saying, oh, we got this. We're going to take them down and be all cocky about it. Or they can be burdened by it and say, holy shit, man. Oh, man, we got to win this one. We're on the other side of the field. You got Liverpool. A lot of people are counting them out. But if they can pull this off, this is a big statement win at the start of a 9-game run, when you do have teams that have the potential to falter or are already faltering, and it's going to be a big one. And I think it's going to be close. I'm going to say 2-1, but I don't know who wins.
Yeah, Mark, I mean, you have a point about that, because the only reason I would have confidence that it's not going to go that way, Mark, with the younger guys being a little anxiety ridden, a little like, oh, we've never beaten them, or too excited, like one or the other of a little timid versus being overzealous. It's just the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in what Arsenal have been doing, and every time it's like, oh, here we go. Arsenal are going to crumble. They're going to collapse. What I've seen from our young players is a sense of calm, and it's been weird. It's been weird where it's almost too calm at certain times. Like I thought they went into the Leeds match far too calm, and Leeds almost got us straight off the bat. Bournemouth got us 2 goals straight off the bat because we were a bit too calm. And then by the end of the match, it's like, okay, and now it's flowing the way that it should be flowing. And that's where I'm like, I don't expect this young Arsenal team to come into Anfield with any of that we've never won here before, and just purely focused on if we play our game, we will win. If we stick to the fucking plan, we will win this game like we beat them earlier this season. Even though it was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, we still won.
One more time. What happened?
With Arsenal Liverpool, we went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and we won at the last second.
I can't wait for you to play Newcastle.
3-2. It was like 3-2.
Can't wait for you to go to St James Park. Cannot wait for this to happen.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm not looking forward to that one either, and I'm not looking forward to Chelsea. Basically, I'm not looking forward to any of these last 9 matches because I said in my intro, there's too much to play for everybody right now. I sort of wish the relegation battle was over, and I wish like somebody were too far ahead in the league, and I wish the top 4 were already figured out right now, and everybody's just like, fuck it, let's get this season over with. Because right now,
football when my team can't get relegated.
There's 15 teams fighting for shit. You got like 4 in the middle there, like Chelsea.
No, there's no middle. There's literally no middle.
Yeah, there's no middle at all.
No, there is a middle.
No.
There definitely is a middle.
No, because
Chelsea, Liverpool.
No, the back 90, the front 11 of the table can are all challenging for Europe, even if it's Conference League. They can get it. The back 9 are all fighting the drop. There's no middle.
Even fucking Brentford is
Fulham
what, 6 points,
Brighton.
7 points?
Fulham and Chelsea have like that
Aston
little
Villa.
like kind of
Yeah,
spot.
Fulham and Chelsea are the
Aston
middle of
Villa,
the pack right now. There's nobody else. It's just Fulham and Chelsea that are like solidly in the middle. Brentford could even
Fulham
get
win
6th
that game in
or
hand,
6th.
then they're up there with Brighton. No, Brentford, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably going to end up getting top 8 or getting Europe, I'm guessing.
Can Chelsea just get relegated? That would be great.
This is where the
that'd be fantastic.
Isn't there a limit to the amount of teams in the Premier League that can qualify for that?
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's like but it's 7 or 8. I can't remember exactly what.
I think this year potentially could be 8.
That's crazy.
But
8 to
no,
9,
but
8 to 9.
that all depends on other nations as well. Like we looked into it last season or the season before. It depends, like with fucking like, like all the other fucking countries that have like 1 or 2 teams that can go, depending on how all of that goes. It can go down from there.
Yeah.
But Chris, good to see you, my friend. We are friends until Sunday morning. I will be in Nashville watching this match, by the way.
Ooh, why are you in Nashville, Lolo?
I used to watch football in the morning. I'm used to football being at best 3 o'clock in the 12:30 at lunchtime as the early kickoff.
It's the absolute
I'm used to
best
morning.
time.
It's nice, man.
Used to the morning. Used to the morning here.
But then you're all like, in the morning. I'm like, what? You watch football? Like, I think there's some parts in America where Leeds game will kick off at like 4:30 a.m.
Yeah, in
Might
California.
be Arizona or something like
West
that.
Coast,
Right.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, Ben definitely has that issue.
oh, that's mad.
But Tom,
then
honestly,
also
I
usually at 4
wouldn't be
a.m.,
able to
so
watch.
fuck
I wouldn't be able to watch as much. Back when I was like hardcore into the NFL, I couldn't do that now with kids. Like, first of all, they're 4-hour-long games, but they start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then if you watch the second one, you're like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. The kids are in bed. I would have been drunk all day. And now it's like my wife is happy when she's like, oh, is there a 7:30 game? Awesome.
So what time does the Monday night game end then in America?
5.
Like what?
Wednesday.
5 o'clock. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then,
it goes
and
to
then I
Wednesday.
go pick up my daughter from school. So
Yeah.
like I can watch the match and then go still be a dad the rest of the evening. And so like I tell dads in the neighborhood, I'm like, you need to stop watching basketball and NFL and all that. Because look, I have a whole day of watching football and I'm done at 1. And then I can be a dad the rest of the, like and I've been entertaining the kids, making breakfast, all that
If you
shit.
like West Coast game, like if you're watching like West Coast basketball, you're up till like 2 a.m.
Yeah, they start
Yeah,
at like
for
10
sure.
p.m., 10:30.
10:30.
Especially the NFL, right when you get up,
Yeah.
it's on.
Lolo, it definitely is different being here now, like living here for the time difference of like watching football and whatnot. So like West Ham, I was out of there at like 10 o'clock. So it's
Yeah.
and it was an 8 o'clock
for
match here.
sure. I mean,
Everything-
when we were in London in October and we came home late from the bar and we just like drunk and turn on the TV and it's like, oh look, it's the NFL. It was like the third quarter and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and I was like, why would anybody watch this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did feel weird in London where it's like we should be go, like we wake up and we should go. And it was like, no, wake up, we can have breakfast, we can
Right.
actually walk. You know what? You need to go shopping, you can go shop. I'm like, we gotta go. I want a pregame, and they're like, you'll have plenty of time.
Right. Yeah.
Well, today they
It's-
had lower league football at 3 o'clock here in Cambridge. So like championship and below was on today and Monday.
Wrexham lost today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
That is absurd.
They still control their
top
destiny,
two.
but
Yeah, but the top two, only till Monday, because the top 2 play each other, and they're
On
both
Monday,
on
yeah.
100 points.
Yeah. American media
It's basically
controls
it's
their
the
destiny.
biggest game. It's the biggest game in the history of like the 5th tier, basically.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
Like
guys
that.
can get ticket. You guys can get tickets as Americans. You can get an international Wrexham membership, but like for Mr. Tom and I here using our UK address, we can't.
You
Yeah.
can use the Stoop address. It's fine.
Exactly.
That makes me
Exactly.
sick. I would have gone to watch Wrexham versus Notts County otherwise.
I
Yeah.
saw Notts County play a few weeks ago when they played my friend's team in the National League. They have a good side.
They've got a striker that scored 40 goals.
Yeah.
Macaulay Langstaff.
Yeah, he's a 40.
Yeah, he
So
works at a
he'll
chippy.
He'll definitely be playing.
Is that true?
Football league.
It's true, yeah. He works at a chippy around the corner.
That's interesting. Like if they go up, he
Probably.
can probably go up. He can probably go up more than one league with that goal total, right? Could he get to League
Yeah.
One?
The thing is, he'll never match it. This
No,
is what
he'll never.
makes it interesting.
Yeah, but if
He's
he can
never
score,
gonna join
Vardy,
another team.
guys.
Yeah,
Jamie
he can score
Vardy.
15 in League One. And that's
Jamie.
pretty good.
no,
Jamie
I
Vardy.
get that. No, I get that. Obviously, the benchmark for the average striker is 20, right? Obviously, Haaland and can't even say this. Haaland and Langstaff have created this thing now where 40 is like a number that players
Mitrovic
score.
last year in the championship,
Well,
right?
I try not to think about Mitrovic, but
Jordan Rhodes got
the-
once, right, to 40.
yeah, Jordan.
30,
No,
yeah.
I think he crossed 30 and then got signed for 7 million in the championship. At the time, was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then he's just floated around the championship for the rest of his career. But
I'm always fascinated by because now I feel like scoring a lot in the championship is actually a really good indicator of scoring elsewhere, where that wasn't always the case. Where you would have folks like Jordan Rhodes or Ross McCormick who kind of just could put in 25 in the championship, but then
he scored 30 for Leeds in the championship. And then we sold him for 12. We basically sold him at the only time you could sell him and then make a profit.
the leader in the championship now, I think, is a former Arsenal youth, Chuba Akpom.
Chuba Akpom, yeah.
On Burnley?
20.
Who-
No, he's got 25.
No, Middlesbrough.
What's
Oh,
a
okay.
Ute?
What's a youth? 2 youths.
You keep quiet over there.
I was at the Man City Burnley
Forget about it.
Hill match, and you could just tell Burnley still stuck to their game plan at the end there. But
This is the most different Burnley. This new Burnley, though.
Oh yeah,
it's like the Pep Burnley.
Yeah, because it was company.
Yeah,
It was company.
no. So I'm not going to shit on their parade or piss on their party or whatever, but you got to keep in mind, I bet the Sean Dyche Burnley in the Championship were an attacking force when they won the Championship easily and things like that. I bet they didn't win it by playing Premier League Dyche ball. Of course, they had the best players in that league. So, yeah, they won. Right. Whereas next year, they come up and do the same things, they'll get smashed.
The kid on loan from Southampton, Nathan Tella, has been really
He's really good. And he'll be playing back in the Championship next year, so it'll be really handy that he's got that experience.
Because they're going to go down, that's for sure.
No, he'll get a job in the. They'll sign him or.
Well, he'll definitely get one in the Championship at least for life. It'll be, well, we know you've got the experience at this level. Someone will take him. Not bad level to be at. Still make a living in it.
No, it's not like when you're watching not quite like when you're watching hurling. Have you guys ever watched hurling?
Yeah.
Not curling, hurling,
hurling.
the Irish sport.
Yep.
That's like
where you see like this guy fucking racks it, whacks one in, and they're like, that's a great whatever they call it, goal, whatever it is. So and so, da 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 da. He also works at the gas station at the local Tesco or something like that.
Yeah, they're all amateurs. They're all amateurs in the Gaelic sports.
They tell you their job.
Yeah.
It's like he's a center forward for this team and also is a mechanic at this shop. Right. Or a local firefighter, and you're like, that's fucking badass.
That's
I'd have a lot more respect.
Wasn't there like a World Cup qualifying South American team that was that way, or is that it's
almost like a professional lacrosse in the U.S. It's like, and he is also an investment banker at Goldman Sachs.
so just for the benefit,
the lacrosse guys are not. They don't work at a Tesco. No, they're like.
I believe Steve Ball was the last third-tier player to play for England. I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, saying that was being called in the comment section because Steve Ball scored 50 goals in the what would have been the equivalent of League Two, but this would have been in like 1988, 89 roughly.
I did see that there was the paper talk about Wales calling out Paul Mullen because of how well he's doing down there. But I don't know who else Wales has up front, so I don't know if it's a knock on the Welsh striker pool, but that would have been interesting to see if he got called up for that.
I think they're in trouble every time they line up with Daniel James at centre forward.
Yeah, because he doesn't play there. He doesn't play there.
Facts.
I feel like he'd be good for like 4 counterattack goals a season when you're already up.
Yeah, not a ton.
Like Traore. That one game Traore against City like 3 years ago where he had 2 goals on the counterattack. And I'm like, he's a striker now. He's got to become a striker.
I hate talking shit on him because he always gave 100% for Leeds, right? But the thing is, it's really right. My thing with us buying Daniel James was obviously we watched them buy Ronaldo, so he barely played for him as it was. So then it was like he's definitely surplus to requirements now. If we turn around and go, we'll give you 10 best 15, the 15 million you paid Swansea for him, they'd probably buy our arm off. And we went in with our first offer of we'll give you 30 million for him, and they were like, done. Pricks. Fucking
bad bit of business that boy was.
That's not his fault.
No.
I think
just how it happened.
He'd still be a good squad player. I feel like, just because I feel like he probably could fill in at fullback, at wing, at
sure.
He's a winger.
Yeah, he's a winger.
We put him up front.
James Milner.
My problem was we paid 30 million to make him our or whatever it was. Someone's gonna say it was 28, whatever. It's irrelevant. But we made him our record signing, and then we went, but we're still going to play Rafinha on that wing and Jack Harrison on that wing. And it's like, why'd you buy Dan James then?
Mm-hmm.
You also wanted him, maybe?
Yeah, they both.
God,
yes. Victor Alter wanted him.
I mean, that was like a 3-year courtship, wasn't it?
Yes, Yeah. Anyone's seen the documentary, they basically fell in love with him and his dad, and obviously Swansea decided at the last minute.
What a love song! I
Yep.
fell in love with you and your dad. Wait, what? But speaking of football players with their day jobs, do we know who makes the most money from their day job besides football? A football player who makes the most money outside of football,
Martin
besides
Ronaldo?
fucking
is
even more than social media,
Cristiano Ronaldo?
more than Cristiano. It's an Italian Italy jet. It's an Arsenal player, an ex-Arsenal player.
Ex-Arsenal player.
It's
Current
Arsenal
player?
Italian.
Current?
He's not retired.
Not anymore
though.
because he's a fucking billionaire now. He's a biochemist. Matteo Flamini.
No, he's French.
Okay.
He's not Italian.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he's
French.
French.
Sorry,
He's
sorry.
French. He's not
Sorry.
Italian. He played for Milan,
Sorry.
but yeah, he
No,
was on Arsenal. I was like, wait,
He
it's
played for Marseille.
Maybe he's from like the Riviera, like close
Yeah,
to
maybe.
Yeah,
somewhere in
he's got
Marseille.
it.
Somewhere in Marseille.
Immigration does that.
Yeah.
BX knows Flamini.
He's
He's
from
a
Corsica?
biochemist, and he makes
biochemist?
substitutes for petroleum oil.
Yeah, yeah, I remember reading about that a while ago.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was like,
And how awesome is it that Beckham via his butt plug sales? I wouldn't be shocked at that.
Other plugs are available.
But how incredible with the kid from Brighton, by the way, Mitoma, who got a scholarship to go play football, and he turned it down to go to school, and he wrote his thesis on dribbling, and now he's fucking executing that thesis like in practical applications.
That's crazy.
Oh, they said they couldn't beat Man United on Wednesday. That would have been nice.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't. That's Brentford. No, wait.
I thought it was Brighton. I thought they played Brighton.
Yeah, I thought.
No, they played.
Right?
Man United played Brentford.
Oh, it was Brentford. Okay, sorry.
But
I too busy screaming at Italy Jets match. Sorry.
I think you're right that Brighton drew against. No, they beat Bournemouth. They beat Bournemouth midweek.
Is Brighton even better under De Zerbi?
Yeah.
Brighton drew against Brentford last week.
I don't think so. I think that just all the components were there, and he just had to just kind of just
no, he didn't
keep it going.
It was the Moneyball derby.
They won. Brighton won against Bournemouth.
It was a 3-3 draw.
But on Saturday, on the weekend, they drew against Brentford 3-3 in that back and forth.
Yeah.
Crazy
okay, I'm there now.
But Mark, as much as it was laid out for him, because Potter did have something set up. When Potter left, he took everybody with him. So De Zerbi had to come in, get the crew working. Like,
he's doing a good job.
They also lost Cucurella. They lost.
Sure, and they had a lot of players. They had a couple of players that were unhappy. Obviously, Troussard bailed. He had a run in with De Zerbi. Who was the other guy that also?
Caicedo wanted out.
Caicedo wanted out as well. But it's just like what I'm getting at is that where Potter had, he did. He took his entire coaching staff with him, and I really hated that. But what you also want to say is that Potter had been there long enough to bring in the players that eventually would be the plug and play. So it's like, all right, so when this guy goes, we got this guy. When this guy is out, we got this guy. And look, to me, I think the hallmark of Brighton's success was their depth. Yeah. They were a team that was really built to try and get to Europe, because if they did, they would succeed because they were so deep.
I would just say between I keep saying
De Zerbi.
Yeah.
De Zerbi.
Yeah, sometimes I say Zerbi.
No one's deserving of that.
But like between that 8th place finish with Sassuolo and now he's like 11-6-5 with Brighton. He is an in-demand manager.
Yeah,
he's 11-6-5, but he's also like 11-6-5 is what, 22 matches or so. But if
22
you
matches,
just
he's
look
got
at the
39
last
points.
15, they've only lost one in the
Yeah.
last 15. So his losses 11-6 and
They're
5,
early on.
they were all the first matches.
Yeah.
Since then, they've only lost one, and that was to Arsenal.
Oh, I talking about Potter. I was reading that Chelsea paid $25 million to Brighton to get him, which is just insane.
Allegedly 60 million to sack him.
And we got Trossard for less.
Yeah.
And we got Trossard for fucking less than that.
He's like, fuck this. I'm going to go coach in Sweden again. I'm set.
Let's fucking mic drop that right there, guys.
Or somewhere else over there.
Like,
speaking of all the shit,
I really
like
want
Chelsea,
that shit again.
Potter's attracted to dodgy billionaires. Look at his time in Sweden.
Speaking of all this nonsense shit of like Chelsea managers and that, it is time for us to check in with the crapper. It is time for another segment of In the Crapper from Mark here. And so us old guys are all going to do a bio break. If you need to use the toilet, go use the toilet right now. We're going to do our halftime
bottles right here.
show.
Why don't I need to go anywhere?
Well, Chris, you joined late. I've had like 6 beers.
Very CIA of you.
We will be back in about 5 minutes with Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. But for now, enjoy the stylings of Mark's Crapper. Ugh.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everyone? Spawny Mark coming at you from In the Crapper, where we are talking that mighty relegation battle. Last week, we spoke about Southampton, Bournemouth, and West Ham all being in the Crapper, and I said to y'all that after last weekend, things would become a little more clear. Well, guess what? They haven't. Everyone has played their matches. Everyone's played their matches in hand. It's all even, and from 12th to 18th is only 3 points apart. So it is getting crazy. 9 games remaining, 27 points to be had, and I don't know when it's going to get cleared up. This week at number 20, we have Southampton. They lost to West Ham, a rising West Ham up, saving David Moyes' job at least for one more week. Might have been one of the worst football matches I've seen in a really long time. I know Italy Jet is really excited about that win. I think he had his popcorn out and was just loving it. It was an unfortunate loss for Southampton because those were 3 points that they could have gotten, and it's not going to get any easier as they play Man City next. And if that's not bad enough, I've just recently read that where Erling Haaland was going to be out for 5 matches, it looks like he's going to be available to play. But don't worry, Southampton, because you do have the entire Arsenal nation in your corner, and that's gotta work for something. At number 19, we have Leicester, who lost last week to Crystal Palace in my weekly El Crapico game that saw the dismissal of Brendan Rodgers. Somewhere David Moyes is laughing. They followed that up and lost to Aston Villa. I believe that was it was like 2-1 or something like that. So they are mired pretty deep in the relegation battle. At number 19, they draw the 18th team, Bournemouth. So that's 2 weeks in a row that Leicester is going to play in the weekly El Crapico. It's kind of a winner take all in that one. Bournemouth is at 18th place, but they're tied with a bunch of teams. They are tied with Forest, who lost to Leeds, even scoring the first goal. And in true fashion, you kind of thought Nottingham Forest would just sit back and park the bus, but Leeds wasn't having it. They came at them, and I believe it was a 3-1 victory, 2-1 victory, something like that. I was watching it with the legend, James Reeves, the Lufkaroo. And so that was a lot of fun to watch that at Legends. But yeah, Forest got rocked. and they are tied for that bottom spot. They get Aston Villa next, an Aston Villa team that is playing so well that people are starting to talk about them maybe qualifying for Europe. I think that's a little far-fetched because the teams above them are also playing very well, minus Fulham, but that's going to be a tough get on the road. Nottingham Forest, terrible on the road. And I expect them to kind of they might be behind the line next week. We also got Everton, who drew in the red card fest against Tottenham. They get Man United at Man United, the last match that will be played without Casemiro. So I'm sure that Mr. Ten Hag is going to be very excited to get that boy back. But that's a tough call for Everton. And then finally, West Ham, who got themselves out of the relegation zone, but are still just a point above the drop. They get Fulham at Fulham. Wow, man. Our best striker not there. West Ham trying to save David Moyes' job. I know Chris from Dirty Jersey has been looking for Moyes to be fired for like 2 years now, no matter how well or how poor he does. Does David Moyes end up laughing his way to play yet another match, or is he going to join Rodgers, Potter, and all the other managers in the unemployment line at the end of this one? Who knows? So that's the relegation battle. I've got nothing more to say about it except for it is getting juicy, and that's actually kind of gross when you talk about things juicy in the crapper. So we'll hopefully have some things cleared up by next week. You just never know. In the meantime, it kind of stinks in here. I'm out.
Ew. That was some crap, Mark. Crapper. Mr. Mark.
Mark. Great one, but I hate Moyes. I've always wanted Moyes out for a long time.
I haven't. I like Moyes.
I never did. Ever. Great video, though.
I think he's a no-nonsense coach who, I don't know.
Would you take Rodgers at West Ham? Italy Jet?
No.
Nope. Do you like Rodgers?
I mean, you got Leicester into Europe twice and won an FA Cup. Like, I feel like that team's not. I feel like that team's more talented than some of the Leicester teams that went fifth.
Okay.
But
you never know.
I don't know. I mean, how about De Zerbi?
I don't know. You guys better be careful, though, because if West Ham goes down, you guys are going to end up with Scott Parker.
Jesus.
West Ham's not going down.
Don't even remind
West
me
Ham
about
shouldn't
Parker.
Who even knows
No.
right now?
No, West Ham shouldn't go down. The same way I don't feel Wolves
Who's
have
to blame
any
for
chance
West
to go
Ham?
down. And the same way I don't feel Leeds have
What'd
any
you say,
chance.
Tom?
Forest,
Tom, what'd you say?
Bournemouth, and Southampton, that goal differential.
Exactly. That's what's going to save us is the goal differential a little bit.
Yeah, but
I don't know, man. I mean,
relying on
like,
that over points is a scary business.
West Ham's last 7 games: Liverpool, Crystal Palace, City, Man United, Brentford, Leeds, and Leicester. That last
Jesus.
match of the season, that might be for the last spot in relegation.
It's going to go all the way down
That's
to the
your
wire.
next 7.
It'll always go all the way down
That's
to the
not
wire. Yeah,
gonna be
I
tough.
agree. It's going to go down to the wire. I feel like it always does. It always goes on last match day, I feel like, with any relegation.
Yeah. I think with Southampton playing City tomorrow, I think that kind of if they do lose like we all expect, I think that kind of I think that'll be the final nail in their coffin.
Yeah, I mean, they'll lose, and it's like, are they really going to get 14 points from 8 games?
No.
Southampton is down.
Yeah, for sure.
No one else is down for sure yet.
No, but they
But-
win these silly games that no one expects. Like they win 1-0 with
Yeah.
Chelsea and shit like that.
Yeah, never mind.
No,
yeah.
I
say-
wouldn't be
I say
surprised if they
35
pull a
keeps
draw
you out.
out of City. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they drew City, lost to Crystal Palace, drew
Oh, they're
with
not beating
Arsenal.
City.
Like that's the weird. Not beat them, draw with City. Like they'll pick up weird
It'll feel the
points,
same.
and then Nottingham Forest will do just enough to continue fucking up them and Bournemouth, and then Leicester or Everton will join them. It's crazy. Yeah. I feel that Leeds United, Wolves, and West Ham are safe. Not just because you guys are on the show, but
No, you
because
gotta be
I
real.
look at your fucking teams. I'm looking at
Yeah.
your teams, and if you go down, you have to be absolutely embarrassed.
Oh,
It's because it's not like, oh, well, we just had a shit team. We had a shit
Yeah.
manager. We had a shit. Of course, we're going down. You three teams have known players,
mhm.
good players, decent players. You play good football at times. There is no way you should be being relegated. No
I agree.
way.
I don't know,
I
brother.
agree.
I'm gonna be the doubter here.
Oh,
I think Wolves season, a lot will be said about their results against Chelsea, and it's unfortunate that they've sorted their management out, and there's a possibility of being pulled from a free fall. But I just
Mark, let's just pray.
Wolves
Mark, that-
schedule is not that great.
Mark, can
No
we
one
just
knows,
pray
though.
that the last match of the season isn't a league and relegation decider? Like if Arsenal win, they win the league and Wolves are relegated. If Wolves win, Wolves are not relegated and Arsenal lose the league.
I
It's
will
gonna come down
bet
the wire
I
every
will
time.
bet $200 that just does not happen.
You think Leeds and Palace just tell each other, let's just get a draw?
yeah. Let's just do a coin flip. See what
Just
happens.
fucking-
No,
If they're
no,
smart, they'd be on the
Or-
phone right fucking now.
Huh?
They'd be on the phone right fucking now. Roy Hodgson, excuse me, whoever's in charge at Leeds United, please.
Why does he sound like David Attenborough?
Exactly.
Because that's what he fucking looks like.
Sounds
there
like
was a
Catherine
time-
Hepburn.
This is Catherine Hepburn. I'm the
Oh, wow.
manager of Crystal
I'm gonna tell you,
Palace.
that's gonna be
And
one of
you
the-
No, I'm sorry, but that's
You
Martin
Regis
Short.
Philbin?
That's Martin Short doing Catherine Hepburn.
Oh shoot.
Maybe that's
Steve
the
Martin.
only place I know her from. Is
I'm going to tell you that's going to be the worst game this weekend because
What is?
Leeds Palace because
Oh.
Oh
both
God,
of those
no.
teams, both of those teams.
Leicester
benefit-
Bournemouth is going to be a terrible match.
No, but one of them
Oh.
needs to get out. The other ones are like, hey, if we just don't really do much, we can kind of stay at the top
Yeah,
of this pile.
But the problem is the Leeds kids are they're all. It's like, yeah, your dad is somebody else, but you at this very particular age in your life, you had this counselor at camp named Marcelo Bielsa who really changed who you are as a person. So I feel like Leeds United, they don't know how to just like chill out and get a point. Like they could have played for a point against Arsenal.
Yeah, but
They were
how
like,
do you
nah,
not
fuck it.
realize it'd be more
Nah, fuck it. We're going. We're fucking going for it. That's why we love Leeds, is they have that in
Jay
them.
to the Izze is more sensible than the last two coaches. So
Who?
Our new coach is more similar to
Javi?
Bielsa than Jesse Marsh
Oh, I disagree.
Is he?
in tactically.
No,
He's like,
I
no.
disagree.
Sorry, I said that wrong. What I mean is, he plays obviously more sensible tactics. He's quite happy to be like, you know what, we'll let Arsenal have the ball for a bit. Bielsa would never say that.
Yeah.
But in terms of his demeanour as a person, when Leeds won at Nottingham Forest the other night, he sounded like Bielsa when he was saying things like, well, we won because the crowd were basically didn't give up on the team.
Sure, yeah. So he has the same demeanor.
Jesse Marsh would have gone, well, I changed things up and I sent us out to hunt like a dog or something like that. Because Jesse Marsh loves the sound of Jesse Marsh's voice.
I think Jesse Marsh might have said something like, well, we really pulled that one out. I'm not really sure how we did it, but we did, and we're going to continue to work hard and hopefully have the same results in the future as long as we work hard.
At this game of soccer.
That feels what we needed, though. It's similar to Arsenal. Like, Unai Emery clearly wasn't the right fit for Arsenal, but you needed to have him to then go to the person that is.
I think he would have been fine. I think if they actually kept him around.
Probably.
He's doing a hell of a job at Aston Villa.
David Moyes had to take the bullet for other managers at Manchester United. Someone has to be the guy that's not the guy.
Absolutely.
Whoever came in after Bielsa would have been fucked.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we knew about Wenger. That's what we knew with Wenger. We were like, the next guy to come in, they're gonna have a hard ass job. And they're not gonna last. They're just not gonna be. And so Unai Emery came in and he didn't do a terrible job, but he was going with the flow. He wasn't instilling his own, he wasn't being too forceful about anything. He kind of knew the deal as well, is what I thought. But then he comes in with Aston Villa and he's got something to work with. He's got a bit more. Aston Villa should be exactly where they are, is what I think. I don't know what happened with Gerrard.
It's kind of like Ferguson, though, and Wenger. Whoever's going to replace them has to do a hell of a job.
And and it's not going to happen. First off, it's not going to happen. So you may have Ten Hag and Arteta could very easily create some sort of, not the same thing, but some sort of, Wenger, Fergie sort of relationship.
Yeah.
Well, Klopp and Pep are gone in the next 2 years, so we'll leave it to the young guys. Kloppo.
It's probably helpful that Aston Villa fans aren't bullying him on the internet from day one.
Yep, and Arsenal fans were absolutely terrible.
I know
the fact that we continue to say good evening, like in tweets and stuff with the B. They were doing that when he was here, and I'm like, you're making, like, if somebody walked up to you and spoke to you in an accent, and you repeated their accent back to them, that's fucked up. As much as we all do it, I'm sure we all do it. And anytime you hear an accent, but like,
I've done worse.
Yeah. So imagine doing it every time you walked into your family's house, your extended family, your wife's family's house, and you said something and they made fun of you for the way you said it. And you're like, yeah, but I'm killing it over here with the kids and the job and the wife. Like, I'm killing it.
Right.
And you're hitting me on this?
Right.
Why am I doing this then? Fuck you. So you can
looking
understand.
at the one negative.
Yeah, like, and it's like a racist negative too, of like,
right?
What?
Yeah.
And yes, McChronicle is saying it right. It was the players as well. The players were taking the piss out of his accent in training.
And he won more things than most of them did.
Yeah.
Someone's going to turn around and go, oh, Giroud won the French league, blah, blah, blah. But you get my point.
So Arteta comes in, and all of a sudden Arteta's like, well, you're not playing, and you're not playing, and you're not playing. And they're like, who the fuck are you? You've never met. And they're giving him the same attitude that they were giving Unai, but over an accent, and going, I don't know what he's saying anyway. And now they're giving it to Arteta because he doesn't have the clout or the experience. And he straight up was like, fuck you, you're off the team. Fuck you, you're not playing. And they all laughed it off until they got sent the fuck home. And so if the board had backed Unai Emery that way, maybe Unai Emery could have done something, but I feel like we needed somebody. So for Klopp, the guy who comes in after Klopp, just get ready for a shit year. Like a year where you're going to win some good games and then
Could sum this up.
he's going to get
Jesse
fired.
Marsh,
Klopp,
David Moyes at Man United.
And
he's not ready to let go. Chris isn't late.
Hold on, guys. Tom's talking, man.
Moyes at Man United, Emery at Arsenal, whoever's going to be the guy after Klopp, Jesse Marsh, they all needed to win 110 games out of 100 games to be accepted by a fan base because of the guy previous. Impossible.
Yeah.
Chris is going to hate whoever replaced Klopp.
Villarreal this weekend, so enjoy your win against a very injured Barcelona.
Oh my God!
Who cares?
That Real Madrid match against Barcelona, I'm so disgusted with Real Madrid. First of all, Karim Benzema, what a shit striker. He only gets a hat trick. He only gets a hat trick when clearly he should have had 5. And I'm sorry, if you're holding yourself to these levels, Benzi, sorry, my man. You are not Belanda or Caliber.
Sorry. What, only a hat trick in the new camp? As the away team? That's all we got?
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah, right, Tom?
Only.
Like, come on.
State of him.
Come on.
State of him.
No.
He has no respect for the game.
Disgusting.
They're 12 points behind a not very good Barcelona team in La Liga.
Yeah,
it's
they
hilarious.
And then they're like, but we're gonna win Copa del Rey.
Like the amount of
bad way to go, man. United
to be fair to Real Madrid though, joining along with Leeds as being the only teams in white shirts to win at Anfield this season takes it out of you, man. Like those league performances slide after you get a win at Anfield, I tell you.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't slide off for Bamford, Ben. He was awful against Forest.
No, see.
Yeah, he was terrible.
He was good at everything except scoring, which is unfortunately what he
got
was employed to do.
Stuck.
So
his
Tom,
timing was off.
Exactly what I was going to say, Tom.
Running to the ball was off. Everything about Bamford was off except for him off the pitch.
Mark,
you know what?
as a footballer, football things, he had a really good game. But as a striker, he was terrible. That's the problem. As a striker, he was
not
fucking
there
terrible.
Watching the game with me and James,
player,
but Bamford was awful. He was out
as a striker. As a striker, he was awful.
He will be great in 3 to 4 years' time. I can tell you this now. Similar to James, like the older James Milner's got, the further down the pitch he's dropped. When Patrick Bamford drops into attacking midfield or central midfield, and he's holding the ball up instead of actually being relied on to bang 20 goals in the Championship, he'll do a job for someone. And I hope it's not Leeds because I don't want to be back there.
He's like Leeds Giroud.
Yeah, baby.
Remember when everyone in Arsenal really battered Giroud, even though he was a completely competent, very good striker?
No, Chris, Jesus Christ.
And then Giroud leaves, and everyone at Arsenal loves him now.
Chris,
once he left, it was like, oh, we fucking love Giroud.
All you got to do, Chris, is go look up any Santi Cazorla highlight reel, and notice that the passes are just fucking brilliant. And then the highlight reel clips before the shot is taken because it's always Giroud and it's always none of these are goals. None of them are goals. They're all amazing passes and none of them are goals. Or then they'll show a goal and you're like, oh man, Arsenal were amazing at this point. No, it's because half the highlight reel, they're just not showing you that Giroud missed all these fucking shots. So we love Giroud for his work, and I'm so happy that he's gone on to a great little
goals,
career.
But not a great scorer of goals. He's every goal Giroud scores is nice.
I mean, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with Milan with Giroud. Love it.
He tries to create art when I'd rather him. He tries to create art in teams that would rather him just do 20 goals as opposed to 11 amazing goals.
Now, see, watching Milan play with the likes of Leao and
Tonali,
Brahim,
Tomori,
who else?
Salmakis,
you guys kind of have it set up there for Giroud to flourish, and Giroud's hold up play has always been fantastic. He just doesn't have the pace to get past anybody, but he, as much as I just slagged him for not being able to finish, he finishes interesting goals.
He's the best.
His scorpion kick is still one of the best fucking crazy goals ever.
He's the best backboard for someone doing an off the backboard dunk. Like the amount of times he would lay it off for Hazard, like in Hazard's prime, was like when he was at Chelsea.
Like, and he won all for that scorpion kick. I hated it. Hated the scorpion kick. One of the worst things I've ever seen. The goal itself is incredible. But I believe it was the goal that Arsenal came back from 3-0 down against Crystal Palace, if I remember rightly. And it was to make the game 3-3. But then he was more interested in celebrating the fact that he had scored an amazing goal, when what he should have done was run into the goal and take the ball and get it back on the halfway line, where he could actually try and win the game, because the momentum was with you at that point. But I
don't remember the exact situation, but I do remember when the goal happened. I wasn't celebrating this amazing goal
all the time.
Oh no, the goal was amazing.
You're just too high.
No. But I remember at the time, Tom. You're totally right. I remember at the time going, let's go. And then the next day, the next week, seeing highlights of it, and it was like, oh, I didn't even realize like that's what fucking happened, because we lost. I felt like we lost that match.
Is it time?
Oh shit. Sorry, Tom. We're about 31 minutes late. But it is time for everybody's favorite segment. These are 6-point beers.
Because I usually fuck people's bank accounts with my picks. So
let's do it. It's time for betting in the dark.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
I love the new layout. It's a Good Friday edition, and it'll be a great Friday if you go with, like, there's gonna be some sort of these. Yeah, here we go. Right, I'm going with. I'm not doing the Manchester United Everton game because, don't particularly like either. But we're gonna go. Aston Villa are gonna win this 3-0. Ollie Watkins could get the first goal. Felipe is gonna get shown a card. You could turn one into just over 100. I believe Nottingham Forest have only had one away win this season, and that was at Southampton. I think they've only actually scored 5 or 6 away goals, let alone the away wins. They're going to get trounced tomorrow, and then their coach is going to get sacked.
No.
How can you sack him? You've signed 47 new players.
It's like a whole new team.
What do you expect him to do?
Hey, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's what's probably going to happen.
Can you add that into the parlay?
You actually can. You can probably go next manager to get sacked, Steve Cooper.
And add it in there?
I think so.
I don't think Steve Cooper gets sacked.
I don't have that on
late
here.
In the season.
No. The only reason I think he's getting sacked if he doesn't win this is because he got the dreaded vote of confidence. He already got the new contract instead of the vote of confidence, but then he got the dreaded vote of confidence, which then basically contained the sentence along the lines of, "We are sticking with him, but results need to improve." Now, obviously, getting trounced by Aston Villa is not an improvement, so that might do curtains for him, especially if the results go the other way. With say Everton win at Old Trafford. West Ham win at Fulham, and then say Leeds win against Palace. Forest are fucked.
Yeah.
And the man
I mean,
who's financially on the hook for it will react.
Yeah, they finished with Chelsea, Arsenal, and Crystal Palace.
Their fixtures are not friendly.
No, not at all.
They go down. How many of those 30 signings are loaned out next year?
It'll become a Chelsea with the loan stuff.
Tom, I can't take Felipe to get a card. Can you give me something else for that?
If you do last goal scorer, I would go.
No, I don't want to do last goal scorer. That's
you don't want to do last. I would do. Can you do any time scorer?
12 corners.
Yeah, I can do
If
corners
you do any
as well.
time, I'd do Leon Bailey.
Okay.
I can do 7.5
shots on target,
Tommy,
all that stuff.
Tom, you said you don't like Manchester United or Everton. It's almost like you're a Liverpool fan.
Don't like Liverpool particularly much either. And to be honest,
you,
if they're not
Tom.
Leeds, then fuck them.
All right, so I'm going to do a Brennan Johnson shot on target, Emi Buendia shot on target, Leon Bailey 2 shots on target. There you go. Now I got it up there. Now $1 will get me $300. There you go.
They cottoned on to my evil plan of doing first scorer, last scorer, and they've took the option away. And I know you could say I'll just add it in anyway, but then I like them to do the calculations for me, so I ain't got to do it myself.
Yeah. All right, good one. I think you're totally right. Nottingham Forest have been very, very, very good at home and able to get things at home, but away they're just fucking awful. And I think Villa are gonna push for that Europa Conference League
for sure.
Next,
right. Okay. There's quite a few things on this. Okay, so I've got Man City to win 4-1. James Ward-Prowse to score at any time. They get a set piece, could lead to a goal. Erling Haaland to get 2 or more of them, and then De Bruyne to get an assist of any of the 4 goals. Therefore, 245.
Really, you need the Ward-Prowse free kick. Is basically has to happen,
or penalty. How else do they score?
Does he take the penalties?
I believe he does. He took one last week, didn't he? Because didn't he miss and then scored a rebound? Something like that.
That was 2 weeks ago, but yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, with Man City games, it's hard to pick things that will actually yield profit.
So if this were at the Etihad, this is I would go with this. I think maybe it's a little bit closer because it's at St. Mary's.
This is the thing. The only reason I'm going with such a strong victory, because like I said, I did the opposite against Crystal Palace. Thought it was going to be a nice routine. They'd win by 1 or 2, but everyone's been saying all night, and they're right, is that they don't have a good record there, so they are due to give them a bit of a hiding, and it could be tomorrow.
All right, Tom. We're not the same odds, but I think I have everything. James Ward-Prowse, anytime goal scorer. Erling Haaland, 2 or more. And Kevin De Bruyne for assist. I don't have those odds at all. So $1 gets me $141.
That something must have changed in between yesterday. I picked these yesterday.
No, it just might be whatever app we're using, but
it's definitely the app.
Oh, it's American fractions.
But I'm also gonna pick 0-0.
I didn't know if he was playing or not.
No, I'm gonna pick 0-0 and go with that one.
$1.27.
Right, let's do it. Yeah, $1.27.
You should definitely place your bet on this one because it's 245.27. 2 sevens in there for you.
I need to employ Chris as my hype man. Bloody hell, that was
Wear a
smooth.
clock around my neck.
Swift. Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back, as Mark says.
All right, let's see what we got.
the final one, I'm going Arsenal are going King Artel. Arsenal are going to win 3-2 in as we say every week. The lauded 4:30 kick-off time in England, yielding goals. Salah first, Saka anytime, £254.
Can we throw in Allison gets an assist and see what the odds are?
I don't know if
he's
it
going
would
to
even
launch
get
it to
as an
Salah,
option.
and then Salah's going to score.
I mean, that would probably take it up to about £500, I imagine. Oh no, more than that actually. Forget that. Like thousands.
I'm so conflicted about this because I just don't want City to win the league. But do I really want to ever lose? But I don't want City to win the league.
So you rather have Arsenal win the league than City, right?
Absolutely.
I never want my
Then give
team
us this
to
one.
lose.
I know, but I don't want to lose either.
Give us this one.
I don't know. Maybe I do want to lose because I want to finish. I don't want to. I know we're going to spend no matter what, but I don't want to go into the conference league. I just want to play 38 games next year with a big budget, and then
Yeah, but
get
you'll
right
play
back
the
on track.
Yeah, but your under 21s will play the conference league, I'm assuming, and still probably do okay in it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
No,
Chronicle.
Klopp got in so much shit for playing the kids a few years ago. He's not doing that anymore for playing the kids in one of these Cub matches.
You got to play the
Liverpool
old
final
fogies.
Thursdays.
No.
So
All right.
is the conference
took that
league
one.
6th or 7th? The 6th or 7th seed?
Just the
In the
7th,
standing?
I think.
7th, I believe.
Because it says
Is
the
that-
group
5th and
stage
6th
for
are
Europa
Europa.
is 5th.
Europa's 5th, but a lot of
Right.
times you get 5th and 6th.
Okay.
6th will be
Yeah.
like, I don't
Because
know.
basically there's qualifications, right? So
Right. The group, yeah.
if
yeah.
you,
No,
if
in
you don't
the- in
qualify for
theory-
Europa, you go into Europe. You go into the conference, right? So like there's
Right.
playoffs that either
Yeah,
you
yeah.
into Europa or
Yeah,
down.
but
Then you go to
Carabao
the
Cup
group
and
stage,
FA
yeah,
Cup
yeah.
winners. Yeah, but the league only goes up to 5. But Carabao and FA Cup winner usually comes from one of the big 6.
One of the top
Right.
four.
Whoever finishes in the 4. Yeah. So then you
Okay,
end
so
up
that's
with.
6. Okay.
Very cool.
That's why you end up with like 6 and 7. If West Ham win the Europa League, Conference League, they will get a spot in the Europa League, which will be interesting. Playing on Thursday night still, but then also playing in the Championship at 3:00 on Saturday. Hopefully, obviously, for your sake, it won't happen.
Fucking
but
bastard.
no, because that happened with Wigan, and Wigan still got to play in Europe when they won the FA Cup.
Are you
and got
talking to me
relegated.
right now?
Talking to
Well,
anyone
and
who listens.
Hull got into the Europa League as well, even though they lost the FA Cup to Arsenal. But because Arsenal made it to the Champions League, Hull got to play in the Europa League as well.
Lolo,
I think
what are
they
you doing?
changed it though, so it would go to the league positions. because
That's
they didn't
right.
want
We're
Hull-
going to Hull.
No, they have changed it. So losers of the cups, I don't think you can get in anymore.
No, yeah, because they started to realise that their UEFA coefficient was being affected by like Wigan losing in the qualifying round and Hull qualifying round and things like this. Because they
Burnley played in.
they want the 4 places. Yeah,
Burnley
yeah.
played in the Europa League, but they
Right.
finished 6th or 7th that one year. Right?
Yeah, they got to the final qualifying round and then drew Olympiacos, if I remember rightly. Could be wrong there.
Yeah, but it always gets crazy the year after a Premier League team wins the Champions League. That always fucks it
Yeah.
up. Where like when Liverpool won, and then if you win the league the next season, or you do this the next season, you qualify the next season. Like it's crazy. It makes it all weird where all of a sudden, I think that's how Wolves got into Europe for the first time in forever. Like Mark's first season.
No, I think
On
Wolves
the
finished
show.
7th, didn't they, in their first season back?
But that was
Yeah, but
before
they-
before the conference league. So 7th place
Yeah,
shouldn't have got you
you-
anything.
Yeah.
But
No,
I think Liverpool had just won the Champions League.
No, the Europa League was bigger. Europa League had more places than it did now.
No, but I know like 5 places. I think it was like 5 places got in the Champions League that year or something. Gary!
Hey,
Happy
Gary, how you
birthday,
doing?
Gary!
Happy
Yes,
birthday.
happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Hey, happy
everyone.
birthday, Gary.
What?
Thank you.
It's Gary's birthday. You
I didn't
kept
know
that
it was your
secret.
birthday. Happy birthday, buddy.
Good
Nice.
stuff. What'd you do today,
Sent it in
Gary?
the text message, Sean. The one that
I ate a lot of food.
There you
That's
go.
it.
That an
My
old
wife ate-
fashioned?
Nothing's
is
better than that.
just-
BX.
Just some Henny on ice. That's all.
Iced tea on ice. Nice.
Hello, everyone.
Henny on ice, man.
I even got Gary to commentate on Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. So,
There you
Oh
go.
shit.
yeah.
We all hate Logan Paul, right? Nobody likes him, right?
No one.
No,
I wouldn't
That's
mind
him,
him if
yeah.
he agreed to come on the stoop.
To fight us?
All 6 of us could take him.
Ooh.
No, I don't think we could.
I know that guy's pretty tall.
he's-
I didn't think he was that big
pretty
and
jacked.
tall.
He's tall.
We
dude.
get baseball bats.
He's pretty jacked, and the problem is he's a
Yeah.
lot more focused
just-
in his life than any of
Yeah.
us are. So love him or hate him, but like
He's
if
killing
we
it.
were like, yo, come fight 7 Stoop members on the Stoop, he would train for that and we wouldn't.
All
I gotta do is make-
you know, like
All I gotta
Right,
do is
all
make
we
a
have-
call. I guess gotta do
all
is
we
make
have
a
to-
call. I gotta make a
All
call.
we have
that's
to
all.
do is come up with like $30 million.
no, we would get paid that for that, but we'd just be thinking about how awesome this is. We're gonna make a bunch of money for like beating the shit out of this dude, and then we all show up and he beats the shit out of all of us. But at the end of the day, we
Right.
still made the money. So
No, you don't attack him like it's a Steven Seagal film. You don't just attack him one at a time and then get beat up. No, you'll rush him together. Pile him.
Dude, it's like that airplane movie when we'll line up and then boom.
yeah.
Boom. It's like the airplane.
Oh, the
movie.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Did you guys see JCVD? Or no, not
Yes,
JCVD. There was the Jean-Claude Van Damme
You should write a D on your
TV show that he
kit
did.
behind you. I don't know. You got
It's-
16G.
No, you didn't see that so Jean-Claude Van Damme plays himself as he's a spy that goes around shooting Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, but while he's there, he goes on spy missions. It's so stupid, but it's awesome. It's a stupid, awesome
So-
show. And at one point, he's fighting people, and they all get there, and they're like, "Let's get him! Hold on, we'll do this one at a time." And they send one guy at a time, and he knocks them all out.
Yeah.
Stupid. You gotta see it. I
great,
think
though.
it's called
That's great,
JCVD. Like,
I think
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
you're
it's-
right.
yeah, that's
and
what
it
it's called.
sounds
Is Zerman's
sounds
an airplane?
much less of a plot than the unbearable lightness of being Nick Cage or whatever that movie was that he did. You know what I'm talking about? Which movie I'm
wait,
talking about?
sorry,
Anyone?
say that again.
It's like the unbearable lightness of being Nick Cage.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh,
that
based
was
on his
awesome
life
as
or
well.
something like that?
No,
was
it's not based on his
yeah.
life, but
It's
it's
a
like
play
it's
on
supposed
the
to be
unbearable
like
lightness of being.
he
The guy
plays
played
himself.
Mandalorian. He's in it, right? The Pasquale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I never
No,
talked
it's
about
called
that.
the
It's actually
it's called the unbearable weight of massive talent,
there. You go.
Yeah.
There,
Oh,
there
okay.
you go. I knew. It
and
was
he's
something.
essentially
I had
playing
no idea.
himself.
Yeah.
No,
I've
so I'm
succeeded
wrong.
in
By the
getting
way,
Steven Seagal on the show.
so JCVD is actually a film with Jean-Claude Van Damme, where Jean-Claude Van Damme, the person, walks into a bank to take out some money, and there's a bank robbery, and he's on the ground like this, and all the people who are being robbed are like, "Do something," and he's like, "I am an actor. I am an actor. I don't do." And so it's all about them trying to get him to do that. But no.
Right.
So did we talk
anyway,
about
yeah.
how Chris will be crying on the weekend, or did I miss that
Oh,
part?
Hey, you guys have been really good at
Oh,
Anfield the last
Wow.
10 years. So we'll see.
Well, Chris
right.
will
No,
never
I
be
was
walking
saying,
alone, so that's always
Before you
something.
hopped on, I was like, I'm so conflicted because I really don't want City to win the league.
And then Gary's like, I'm going to make that choice for you.
Yeah. So now you're
want
pissed
City-
off at Arsenal, right?
But I don't want to lose. I don't want City
Wow.
to win the league. How about I want to lose under a very controversial, like.
You know what? We've been
play.
winning all year that way. I'll take another one, right? We've been lucky, right? All year. Somebody said we were lucky, and the refs are on our side.
Oh
all
my
the calls
gosh.
go our way.
You guys let
So how about
Darren
it?
Nunez score like 3
Chris,
or 4.
you should-
and you still
you
win?
should
That's
want-
fine.
You should want the game to go the exact same way it went at the Emirates, which
'Cause
was
that
a
was
back and forth,
controversial,
and then
3-2,
controversial
Yeah.
for both teams. But then we end up winning. This is the show that you guys should watch. Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Van
Oh.
Johnson. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's
But-
so stupid, but so good. It's so stupidly awesome. You should watch it.
looks
I,
married.
I'm good.
I actually started
Pass.
watching something, and I can't remember its name, but it's very absurd humor.
Yeah.
It's
I
about
gotta
some
do my
Jewish,
hair that
some
day.
Jewish dude that's a rapper. I
Modest
can't-
Yahoo.
Does he have curly hair?
You're
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah, that
Dave.
is that.
Dave?
Yeah,
I've
know what you're
I've
talking
watched
about.
a couple
I know.
episodes of Dave, and that's
I hate to
like
say it, and I hope
really
this doesn't sound
absurd.
racist, but you just said it's about a Jewish guy who's a rapper, and you're like, he's got curly hair, and I'm like, that wasn't a reach.
No,
Like,
that
that's not
pretty
a-
much
gosh.
describes the
You
show.
would go there,
I mean,
Lolo.
I don't.
He's
Jesus.
got curly hair.
Jesus.
He's got curly. Yeah, of course he's
He
fucking got
does.
curly hair. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Well
Just try to
done, well
describe the
done.
actor.
Why is that,
You've
Lolo?
narrowed
Why
it down.
does he?
Yeah.
force
It's
have
like
curly
saying
hair?
I started
my
watching
God.
this Norwegian show, and you're
Guy's
like,
got
oh, with
blonde
the
hair.
white dude, and you're like, yeah, with the white dude.
He's got blonde eyes, blue eyes, and
He's got
my
blonde hair.
God.
Yeah, he's got blonde hair. He looks just like his sister. Yeah, he looks
Oh,
just like
Lord.
his sister.
I didn't go there.
Is he ugly
Yeah.
like Erling Haaland?
Yeah, he didn't go.
Does he make you want to rub butter on his face?
Oh no,
Yeah.
no! This is not where we were supposed to go with this
Okay,
show.
next,
Gary, welcome to the
next,
show, my
next,
friend. We're in
next.
the last
Mandy,
9 minutes
welcome.
of the show. It is
Next.
going there. If you have made it this far in the show, yes, this is what we're doing.
Slap a
Gary,
like.
when was the last time you
that the
rubbed
thing?
butter on your face and licked yourself in the mirror?
You know what? I don't. What, guys? Oh,
Yeah, you got
What?
to answer the question.
why'd you take your
Wow.
hat off, Chris?
Answer
what
the
does that mean?
question.
The
No,
scratch.
he
Answer the questions. Rule of the show.
I
I
know.
answered Mark's
Hey,
question
own it,
to
own
me.
it, Chris.
How
It's
I
all
was
good.
doing.
Own it. It's all good, man. Rub it for
There's-
good
there's
luck
still
on
here
Sunday.
there.
Rub it for good luck this
We're all
weekend.
going that way. There you go.
There we go.
Everybody.
No, I got.
We'll do a little Fred Durst right
I got
now.
great hair, baby. It's all about the hair.
Oh,
Fucking Italian, dude.
Eh,
Yeah.
It's cool.
The problem is with you, Italy Jet, is it doesn't
What?
stop. It just keeps going here,
It
here,
just keeps
here,
going.
Oh no, I
here,
don't. I don't.
Shoulders.
No, no,
so
no.
you're not pure then.
You don't wear the fursuit.
Yeah,
you
you're
don't-
like a.
It just
you-
never. Hey,
Italian all
it's
over
never
you.
happened. Never happened.
Because that
And I'm
was
not complaining about it.
You're not
No, it's
I'm
not.
not
pure.
complaining about it. Yeah, Gary, what's up with that? What's up with you on that?
Half
Hey,
breed.
hey! I heard I can't be racist. Isn't that how it works?
Gary,
No.
Gary
No,
knows
No,
that
not at
person,
all. Not
Gary.
at all.
You'll
There's
never
more
be one of
races than
us.
you.
God.
You, my friend, are only one of the races, my friend. There's plenty
is
of people
true,
to be
that is
racist
true.
against.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
He's racist against me on his show on Saturday afternoons.
You're racist against Leeds fans.
I wasn't. I was not.
What show was that?
I'm
Oh,
glad
here
you
we go.
asked, John. It's
Check
a
us
out
trip,
tomorrow.
And the road
Love it.
trip.
Yes, we'll be on tomorrow at 11. We'll be talking about all the games. Mr. Tom and Sam and whoever else might want to join us. But check us out. And then on Monday we'll talk about hopefully Arsenal's 3 points that they get on the Sunday. That'd be nice, right? Everybody would enjoy that, right? Even Chris would enjoy that. You
Yep.
see, that means City doesn't get anywhere close to that trophy, right, Chris?
City are dropping points against Southampton this week. so-
Dirty Chris is all about Arsenal getting that trophy.
Tom, he wanted me to add a picture
I
of
mean,
you.
if we go undefeated,
I don't know if you can read it.
If you go
Oh, my
undefeated, good for you.
Good for you.
It's not going to do you fuck all.
What happens if Liverpool goes undefeated? Let's look. How many games do they have left? They have 10 matches left. They can get to 73 points. If you win the rest of your matches, you will be, and Arsenal lose all the rest of their matches, you will beat us by 1 point.
There we go.
No.
Let's do it. Let's do it, Chris. You got this. You got this.
Even undefeated, I think we would get top 4.
If Liverpool do that, Chris has to shave his head.
Liverpool for the title.
That's why I did it, man.
That's why. Exactly. Thank you for that.
Crazy.
Thank you for that.
Did,
Chris,
Liverpool could conceivably still win the league.
Chris, I just tried to put that in on my my DraftKings app, Liverpool winning the league, and they said, "Sorry, sir, I think you have a problem. We don't feel right taking your money. You are no longer able to bet for 3 more days."
Bet responsibly. It's like Paddy Power says.
Bet
I
responsibly.
bet it was upsetting for Chris now that every time he has to look at Liverpool in the league table, he has to accept the cookies on the page first.
Oh, ouch. That's mean.
Hey, I'll do it all the time. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
I'm a cookie acceptor. When you're a Leeds fan, you have to be.
I'm a cookie acceptor, never been a scepter.
Oh my gosh, you guys are all crowded right next to each other. The Leeds, Wolves, and West Ham all hanging out
Leeds,
right
Wolves,
next to
West
each other.
Ham's, yeah, they're
Hang out
doing
on
one
Fridays,
of these.
we
like,
might as well on Saturday and Sunday as
Yeah,
well.
it's crazy. You know?
And the problem is
It's
West Ham's just sitting there laughing because they have a game in hand. So when they win that, it's like Leeds thinks
How
that
can
they're
West
a top.
Ham only have 26
You know
goals?
it's against Lolo.
Because
It's against Man City.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, Tom, they're gonna win. That's the one that West Ham wins. West Ham is gonna lose to everybody else, but they're gonna beat City, and it's gonna be awesome. We're all gonna love it.
There
Is
you
that
go.
more because you want them to beat City?
No,
I
no,
don't
not at
want
all.
anything
No,
in
no,
this
not at
world,
all.
Tom. I don't want
It actually
anything.
isn't.
why, Tom.
We want everybody to have a chance to win. That's all.
Because
Everybody
I
gets a
love
chance
that.
to
I
win.
love that. I love that.
Gary spreading the love. Gary
Liverpool had
spreading
a
the
great
love.
chance of winning last week. This is the thing. Liverpool had the best chance of winning last week. I thought Liverpool, all the Arsenal fans, I thought Liverpool have a great chance of beating Man City, but now they're playing Liverpool. It's Liverpool got no chance. Liverpool got no chance against Arsenal. It's funny how that works, isn't it?
You don't understand how it works because you know
wait,
why?
wait,
You know why you don't understand?
We were in the
There's
lead.
levels- Why?
Do it,
Why?
do it.
Why?
We were in the
Because
lead
there's
for, like,
levels to this thing. There's
Hey, Lolo,
levels
how
to
you
this
doing?
thing, and you just don't get it. See, Mark gets it. He knows there's levels. Come on.
Levels.
Everybody knows there's
Getting
levels.
rid of all my furniture, man. Just gonna put it in.
Right,
Now I just want to say
Levels.
mean things about Arsenal.
Okay, everybody, cheerleading.
Kramer.
Once, twice.
Emil Smith Rowe sucks. How about
Oh, that is just mean.
Oh.
That is just really mean.
Shots fired.
Wow.
No,
What does he suck at?
He is going to be. He's going to be very, very important to Arsenal as when they sell
Future,
him
yeah.
for about 60 million, 70 million, and they pick up like I don't know whoever they want to spend that money on plus 20%, whatever. But yeah, you guys,
Smith,
You're
Smith
gonna-
Rowe's
you're gonna
not
be
worth that
selling-
right now. He's not
He's
worth
young.
that. Unfortunately, he's not. He
his
will
injury
be
record.
if he got play. If he played for an entire season, then yeah, he could be.
yeah.
But right now,
Sure
he's a
goes.
bit too injury
Sure
riddled,
Nah,
and
his injury record
and just
means
hasn't
he's worth
proven
fuck all.
himself. Yeah. Right now, he's worth 20 to 30. Like if a team like Palace,
Fuck,
Leeds,
Tom
You
is
could
worth
play that
20
for
to
a player
30
that
in
never
the
fit.
Premier League. Like,
Wow,
like,
that's amazing.
As an
at least
assistant
40.
coach or something.
y'all are crazy right
All
now.
really,
I'll
all I
give you a
want is
sporting
3
director there.
points on the weekend.
I
That's all
believe
I
in you,
want.
Tom. Sporting
So,
director.
there you go.
Got it.
That's all I want.
Okay, guys,
Smith Rowe
we're
leads.
down.
Hey, Jet,
Yeah, what up?
where can people see you?
If you want to, come on the NR Hour and let's talk sports for Premier League and Jets content. I'm doing all kinds of stuff in the works right now, but that's me, Italy Jet. Boom.
Have we signed Aaron Rodgers yet?
Dude, don't even remind me of that.
Didn't
You guys are not going to get him.
Oh, shut up, Mark.
I'm sorry.
Shut up, Mark. I'm
just
trying to stay positive
think,
tonight, Mark. I'm trying to stay positive.
I think that is
tonight.
going to be the biggest like NFL fuck you that we'll see for a really long time.
If it happens,
Rodgers is going to San Francisco.
That's complete bullshit. That's not happening.
Did you
try again, Mark?
I know.
Hey, the 49ers got Purdy. They're
and
fine.
Sam Darnold and Trey Lance.
Well, they got but they got Purdy. That's really
49ers are going to take all of your quarterback options.
Yeah, I guess so.
Did you interview Lawrence Taylor?
That's still in the works. They haven't gotten back to him, so gotcha. I don't handle all that.
Gotcha.
I love Lawrence Taylor. Not his cocaine addiction, but yeah, I love Lawrence Taylor. His performance against Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 11 was sublime.
Were you there?
In spirit.
Yeah, in spirit and via VHS. Yeah.
You think Joe Theismann loves Lawrence Taylor?
I don't think he is on his Christmas card list.
Oh no, that's just.
I think
he didn't try to break his leg. It was just.
I think Theismann is very thankful that Taylor reacted as fast as he did to the medics. By just like the minute he got off of him, he was just like, "I broke him. Get out here." You know,
listen,
so he did Theismann a favor. I mean, he could have like totally Alex Smithed it. You know, which he pretty much did.
I only know what Chris was referencing because I've seen The Blind Side.
Oh, Jesus. All right, fellas. Well, this has been a very awesome show. I hope you guys have had as much fun. I hope you guys have had as much fun as we have. And if you haven't, then maybe you should call in and talk to us. Put yourself on camera. And
why?
Yeah.
Fuck you, that's why.
There you go, Tom.
Cheers.
Let's all get demonetized here.
Smash a like if you haven't already.
Cheers.
Guys, by the way,
like
we're on a
anyway.
4-week streak of being demonetized.
To be demonetized, that means you had to have been monetized, which we weren't to begin with.
Oh, yeah. That's just them sending me the email going, hey, just in case you made any money, you're not getting it.
You're not getting it.
It's
pending, Lolo. It's pending. It's just pending.
Those,
it's just pending.
Those 4 cents, we're keeping that.
We're keeping that. Yeah,
Lolo,
thank you very much. Oh, there you go. Fucking badass album right there.
Here, I'll give you some Pringles, Lolo. Want some Pringles?
No, I want to close the goddamn show like I said I was gonna do.
Why? Just got here.
Okay,
for you.
Guys, I hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. And Gary, do you mind telling me like what is the holiday that we're celebrating this weekend?
The rise of Jesus.
And when does that happen?
Sunday at 11. Is it 11:30? Yeah, 11:30
at Anfield. There we go. Thank you very much. Blasphemy.
Oh wow!
Blast for everybody in the room.
He didn't get the game pushed back to Monday because he usually peaks after Monday.
Oh my!
Wow!
I hope a rabbit comes out of your ass and gives you 2 eggs full of chocolate coins. Please, can somebody
Kiss
close
the forehead.
Show out
Kiss
before
the
we get anti-monetized and they ask us to send them money for this show? Love you guys. Peace.
Betting in the dark.
Very.